I'm Ashton Addison from BlockWest Capital for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews with Marcello Mari, CEO of SingularityDAO. Marcello, welcome to the show and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you, Ashton. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Let's dive straight into it. Why don't we start off our conversation with a little bit from you on what SingularityDAO is focused on, how you guys are building out the DeFi space and everything else in blockchain, and then we'll dive into the details from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So I'm Marcello Mari. I'm the CEO of SingularityDAO, which is the first project that spun out from the SingularityNet Foundation. I've been with SingularityNet since 2017. Some of you guys might remember SingularityNet from the old days of crypto, from the original bull run in 2017. I was part of the ICO. It was a lot of fun. I've been through the bull and the bear market. We survived. And then in 2021, we come out with the idea of SingularityDAO, which is SingularityNet venture into DeFi. And we are an on-chain digital asset manager or a wealth manager. So basically, our core product are these vaults where users can use our protocol, deposit funds, and then we trade for a given time and hopefully return profit to our users. And all of this is powered by artificial intelligence, which is actually our core proposition.
Very cool. Love it. And yeah, I remember Singularity Network, and I feel like this is a great evolution, making it more DAO-like, bringing more voting power to the people. And I'm curious if we could break down a little bit more in terms of, you're investing, trading over amount of time. How speculative are you getting, or are you just sticking with Bitcoin? And what kind of assets are you working with currently?
Yeah, so currently we have 3 vaults focusing on majors, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then we have 1 vault dedicated to the SingularityNet Foundation altcoin. So far we've been taking a very conservative approach, although our strategies have beaten the market by an average of 15 to 20%. So we launched in December, right, and then the market crashed right away. So our traders and AI have been smart enough to understand what the market volatility was and get out of their positions and get in their position timely. And this is why we basically outperformed the market. However, we did that with very basic tools, and our traders could only use long-only strategies. From June onwards, they are going to be able to trade derivatives. So also adding a little bit more spice to the trades. However, in our roadmap, we have we're going to be offering risk-adjusted DynaSets and vaults, right? So there will be more risky ones that might return greater profits, and more passive ones. They're going to be using yield optimized solutions across different chains and be slightly more conservative. So that's the long-term view of SingularityDAO.
Great info. And yeah, when you are only doing longs and the market's in a bull market and everything seems to go up, it's pretty easy. You barely even have to trade. You just hope, just don't sell, right? But when it's when you're in December and it's a downward market, I'm curious, is there some secret to this AI where it trades at a certain rate of time, or it just, if, for example, if the bear market's out, it just sells into stables and then just holds for whether it's days, weeks, or months until Bitcoin has a buy signal and it just buys back in? Is there any rhythm or rhyme to the AI?
So look, first of all, yes, you're right. I mean, in bull market, it's easier to make profits, but our goal is to beat the market, right? So we want to perform better than the underlying token. So actually, if you think about, it's actually easier to outperform the underlying token during bear markets than bull markets, right? So that would be the challenge in a bull market that we haven't yet tested. So so far so good though. And yes, there are a lot of secrets and a lot of stuff going behind the scene. Let's say that we can be pretty open about the artificial intelligence work that we're doing because that's no mystery. What is mystery is obviously our trading strategies that we cannot openly talk about because those are that's our secret sauce. So let's quickly divide this into two macro areas. So when it comes to artificial intelligence, we're using a range of techniques. So right now we're focusing on sentiment analysis to understand on social media using natural language processing to understand where the market is going. And so far, we're having incredible results when it comes to the prediction of Bitcoin market, returning results up to 85% accuracy that we have to back test. So this is only based on historic data, and we now have to back test it. So if this is true, this is an amazing breakthrough that then I don't think anybody else had before. So we're also analyzing market data, meaning trading and transactions, volumes, liquidity, and so on, using a different range of machine learning techniques. We're gonna experiment a lot with reinforcement learning as well in the future. So the difference in machine learning and reinforcement learning, it's in the fundamentals. To make it very, very short, machine learning is pretty good in understanding, in predicting patterns, but doesn't really understand the consequences of its impact in the environment, right? So since we are trading on-chain, our trades have a big impact, especially when you trade low liquidity coins, right? Typically, a machine learning approach wouldn't tell you that the trade has such a big impact on the environment because it doesn't understand, only understand patterns. Reinforcement learning instead will be able to understand the consequences of this trade. So it will be much more profitable on the long run. However, it requires larger amount of data and longer time to train. So right now we're focusing on what can provide profits right away. And then we will focus a little bit on research on the long run. So there are various different techniques that we're applying, including using some particular GPU farms that have never been used in crypto before. So a lot going on under the hood that I can go more in detail. But I think it transcends the short span of this conversation.
Very cool. And now let's look at it from the perspective of somebody who's getting into crypto and they're thinking, okay, I could either buy Bitcoin or I could go into Singularity DAO and hopefully that will beat the market. How do they get involved? Do they just bring stable coins or any digital asset and put it and deposit it into Singularity DAO?
Yeah, basically they can do both, right? I mean, so the core mission of Singularity DAO is to democratize access to very complex artificial intelligence tools that were before only available for the richest ones, right? So the one that can actually use hedge funds, they can actually invest in hedge funds, right? And we know the tickets are very high. You need to have connections. You need to be an accredited investor. So the fact that we are on chain allow us to work with anybody because we're not a fund. We don't take people's money, right? We provide technology to trade these funds. So anybody can join. We take stables, USDC and a number of other stables. We take Bitcoin, we take Ethereum, and a range of other cryptos depending on the vaults, mainly the underlying token of its vault. So we don't really make a big difference between majors and stables. So anybody can actually deposit. So the cool thing about Singularity DAO as a product is that it's suitable for both beginner users. So those that, they want to get exposure to the crypto economy, but they don't know where to start, right? They don't know, like they might fall into scams. So instead, they can just purchase some stable coins, very easy, and then deposit them in Singularity DAO, and they will get exposure to the crypto economy. But also, it fits well people like me, who I'm, a crypto navigated person, I'm a crypto native person, but honestly, I don't have the time to follow the market and to actively manage my portfolio, right? And I sit on, a couple of Ethereum, maybe, or a couple of Bitcoin. No, I wish, but on a fraction of a Bitcoin, and if I would put it, and I did put it in Singularity DAO, I would get way better profit. So I think it fits a wide range of users.
Interesting. And That's great to know. So is there a minimum amount, or can you put a few dollars in?
Yeah. I mean, as you just need to deposit more than the gas fees, basically. Otherwise, you're gonna be on negative. And unfortunately, we're only on Ethereum now. We're gonna be on BSC very soon, so this problem wouldn't exist. And then in the future, of course, we're gonna be on Cardano, potentially on Near, and a bunch of other chains, because we need to tap into different ecosystem in order to have enough liquidity to trade small caps, right? Because obviously liquidity is going to be an issue when you trade on chain. But we truly believe in on chain. We truly believe in integrating SingularityDAO with the whole money Lego ecosystem. So anytime you use DynaSets, you get an LP token, and that LP token in the future will be tradable, will be exchangeable on decentralized exchange, can be used as a collateral on lending protocols. So there's a multiple function that we can take advantage of if we play with the overall DeFi ecosystem, right? So if we wanted, with the team that we have of machine learning engineers, the quants and developers, we could have built a closed off-chain fund on a centralized exchange, right? Like a traditional fund. But we really believe in openness. We really believe in on-chain. We're crypto native, as I said, and we believe in decentralization. So that's what we're doing.
Definitely, all good principles to live by and to trade by. And now, Marcello, I want to dive a little bit into like the DAO part of SingularityDAO. I'm curious on is it anybody who deposits has governance, and is there a governance token related to that, or how can people contribute to the future of SingularityDAO?
Yeah, thank you for your question. So we have a governance token that is called SDAO, SDAO, that's available on the market. And as of now, we've carried on only one vote. We plan more votes, but the cool things here is that we are about to launch a DAO membership program with enhanced voting power for the DAO members, and a whole number of rewards that we're going to announce very soon to increase participation from the DAO, add utility to the token, add scarcity to the token, but also decentralize more. So we're going to be soon announcing the details of this plan. This will change our token economic radically. So this is a great opportunity to come on board and to join our communities, to participate even more, because as soon as we launch this program, anybody in the community will be able to become a DAO member by staking their DAO token, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, to be honest. Looking at the incentives that we have in place, that I can't wait to announce to the community, there will be a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Very exciting. And yeah, I was going to ask you, obviously having incentives is going to make more people move into the DAO, having a membership program. Looking more down the road, say a year down the road, or even 2 years, what do you think is going to be the number one thing for SingularityDAO to bring tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people into this community and make it the go-to DAO for trading?
Look, the number one. So I get this question a lot. I actually never discussed this publicly. This is an interesting question. A question that I get a lot from advisors, investors, and crypto people in general is why SingularityDAO is better than other asset managers, right? And the reason is that we make profit. We already make profit, right? So we already have a record. I used a bunch of asset managers that made me lose a lot of money. So that's not cool. So our number one goal is the one to make profits for our users. And in order to make profits, we need to build key-cast trading strategies and key-cast DynaSet. And in order to do so, we need to work on our quant strategies, and we need to work on an artificial intelligence that is able to predict market trends, that is able to read the markets, and eventually that it's able to trade autonomously. So we're not building trading bots here. We're building something that is superior, something that can learn from the market. It can analyze a number of a number of data in order to make its autonomous trading decisions. When I mean autonomous, I mean like automatic trading decisions. We're always going to have a human layer, because when you play with people's funds, you want to safeguard this AI, but the big goal is to leverage the power of data analytics, machine learning, natural language processing in order to make better and smarter investor decisions. I mean, look at Renaissance by Jim Salmon, right? Which is an AI, the hedge fund that in the world has leveraged AI the most. I mean, it's constantly beaten the market and outperform the market. I mean, data-driven strategies are proven to be the most effective, and this is what we're bringing to crypto and to DeFi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good answer, Marcello, and I completely agree. Adding more assets doesn't really matter if you can't beat the market, and if people are beating the market and they're getting a higher return than just holding, then they're going to continue to use Singularity DAO. So I like that answer. I'm looking forward to seeing this membership program and getting more people involved. What is the best way for people to learn more about these assets and just more on the DynaSets, how it works, and to get involved with the membership?
Yeah, look, we have a very active Telegram community that anybody can join. Just be aware of scam, of course. If it looks too good, it's probably not true, right? I mean, if they're giving away a big chunk of the token supply, they're probably scammers. A lot of are impersonating. We are on Discord. Check out SingularityDAO.ai. You can always reach out to me on Telegram and Twitter. We're very active on Twitter as well. So we're always out there communicating. So getting in touch with us is very easy. If you want to start using DynaSet, the next trading window would be in June. So check out our app, become familiar with our app, because as soon as we open the next trading window, you will be able to participate and hopefully take advantage of our sophisticated trading strategies and all our new products.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. I'm looking forward to all those updates. I'll watch out for the next DynaSet in June myself as well. I will leave a link for the viewers to check out Singularity DAO and all the other links for the socials that you mentioned, and I'll put those in the description box below. Thank you so much, Marcello, for coming on the show. Appreciate all you've brought here with this information. Keep beating the market, and let's follow up in the near future.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ashton. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.